Hello. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, finally.
Thanks for your time.
Oh, please. My pleasure.
Please.
Thank you. I know, this face, everybody wants this face.
სამსახიობო ოსტატობის კვირეული ჰოლივუდი ფილმ აკადემიისგან 7 თებერვალს დაიწყო და 11 თებერვლის ჩათვლით გაგრძელდება. კურსს კი ცნობილი მსახიობი მიგელ პერეზი გაუძღვება, რომელსაც აქვს 40 წლიანი სამსახიობო გამოცდილება. მას ნათამაშები აქვს ძალიან ბევრ ცნობილ ფილმში, მათ შორის არის Blow, Oceanis 11 მეგობარი და კიდევ სხვა. ის თამაშობდა Johny deppთან, Ray Liotta-სთან და Harrison Ford-თან ერთად, ასევე Steven Spielberg-ისა და Clint Eastwood-ის ფილმებშიც აქვს მიღებული მონაწილეობა. ის უკვე რამდენიმე დღეა თბილისში ჩამოვიდა და სწორედ მისგან სწავლობენ ახლა ქართველი თუ უცხოელი სტუდენტები თუ უბრალოდ დაინტერესებული ადამიანები სამსახიობო ოსტატობას. ჩვენ ახლა სწორედ მასთან გვექნება რამდენიმე შეკითხვა. მოგესალმებით, პირველ რიგში გითხარით, როგორია იქ ჰოლივუდში?
Well, actually, the Hollywood lifestyle is not too different from anyone else's lifestyle. It's just that we just work in an industry that everybody is looking at. And consequently, we're expected to put on a show, even just during the day, just talking to people. It's a lifestyle in the public eye, and we never forget that the public is watching.
დასაწყისში ვახსენე, რომ ცნობილ მსახიობებთან გაქვთ როლი შესრულებული, მათ შორის არის Johny depp. კარიბის ზღვის მეკობრეებში მან შექმნა ერთ-ერთი ძლიერი კომიკოსის სახე, ხომ ძალიან მხიარული პერსონაჟის. რეალურად აქვს თუ არა მას იუმორი?
Johnny Depp has humor? Very much so. Very much so. The thing I loved best about Johnny is that he has a very dry sense of humor. When he makes jokes, you don't know he's making a joke until after the joke is gone by. It's like, did he just say that? And he's just very calm and very. He's a very lovely man. I mean, I haven't seen him in many years, and we weren't like friends, but our working relationship was so comfortable, and it was always fun on set. There was always a good time. At one point in the movie, I'm supposed to grab Johnny by the lapels and throw him against the wall and be very rough with him. And the director, a wonderful man named Ted Demme, who's since passed away, he was frightened because I'm larger than Johnny. And even then, I was even larger. And he said, now, what are you going to do with Johnny? I said, well, you told me you want me to throw him against the wall. He says, well, be careful. I said, okay. So we're getting to roll on the scene, and I have Johnny by the lapels, and he looks at me and says, Miguel. I said, yeah. He says, do whatever you have to do. I said, okay. Boom, 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 boom. And he's just like relaxed and just having a good time.
გარდა იმისა, რომ Steven Spielberg-თან და Clint Eastwood-თან დარწმუნებული ვარ, ძალიან კომფორტული იქნებოდა მუშაობა, ალბათ იყო ამავდროულად რთულიც, ხომ, თქვენი სამსახიობო ოსტატობაც რო გამოგეჩინათ. როგორ ახერხებდით ამას, რომ თავი მოგეწონებინათ მათთვის?
Working with Steven Spielberg was a lot of fun. I had the great pleasure of working on a film called AI, Artificial Intelligence. And the thing I loved best about Steven was that he's just a man who loves movies. And when we came to the set, he knew he wanted to make an interesting shot, but he didn't know what it was until he found it. Oh, this is what we're going to do, guys. And then we made the shot. And the next day, they called me and said, come in, we have to do that shot again. And I come into the set, and Steven says, guys, we spare no expense to get these shots, and I just wanted to get it right. So we did it again. And he was having so much fun doing it. On the other hand, when I worked with Clint Eastwood, and Clint, minimal crew, only 8 or 10 people total. Nobody shouts on Clint's set. He never says action. He never says cut. I get there, he says, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I said, okay. And he says, start the camera. The camera said, okay, Miguel, just whenever you want to go ahead. And we do the scene. He says, okay, turn off the camera. How do you feel? Yeah. Want to do it again? Okay. Just very mellow, but always had a smile on his face, you know. And I got to work with the great Academy Award-winning actress Hilary Swank on that film, and just the consummate professional, so professional. You know, she knew exactly what she was going to do. Very effortless and very fun, and I could go on. I've been very lucky in my career to work with some brilliant artists.
თქვენ გაქვთ 40 წლიანი სამსახიობო გამოცდილება. 20 წლის წინ სხვანაირი უნარები იყო საჭირო რომ მსახიობს ქონოდა, რა შეიცვალა ამ წლების განმავლობაში?
I think that the number one change is digital cameras. Digital cameras require far less lighting. Consequently, lighting setups are very fast. Shots can go on for a long time, and the pace of the shooting day is very fast, very quick. So 20 years ago, you had time between takes, between setups, to think about the next thing, to be ready and relaxed. And now you have to be ready for the full day, and you have to be ready very quickly, and you really don't get to leave the set very often. You have to be on the set, ready to go at all times. Also, I think because of social media, one of the things that is now important for an actor starting out is to have a lot of followers on social media. That was never a thing when I was a young actor starting out. There was no such thing as social media. But I'm finding now that some of the young people that I'm working with are there not only because they're telegenic and have a talent for acting, but because they have a following on social media that will probably buy a ticket for the movie or the play, or will probably tune in for the TV show. And that's an interesting development in our industry.
ახლა დარწმუნებული ვარ, ბევრი ახალგაზრდა მსახიობი გვიყურებს და თქვენგან აინტერესებთ, რა უნარები შეიძლება გამოიმუშაონ, რომ რეჟისორს მოეწონოთ და თუნდაც ჰოლივუდისკენ გაეხსნათ გზა.
It's a different demand upon an artist, because before the self-tape, the demand of the artist, before the self-tape, the demand on the artist was to walk into the audition room and to impress as a person. But now that we're using the self-tape, the demand of the artist is to impress as an on-camera image, which means that we have to actually prepare a performance rather than an audition, that we have to prepare not to be charming and engaging and to get a job and to make a human connection, but rather to show exactly what we're capable of. So while we still have to stand out, now we have to stand out as a talent rather than as a human being. And that means that we have to apply our talent and our imagination to the production of a self-tape rather than apply our charm and our personality to the connection with another human being at a live audition. So it's a different thing now.
საინტერესოა აქამდე რა იცოდით საქართველოს შესახებ და როდესაც ჰოლივუდში დაბრუნდებით, რა სიტყვით საქართველოზე?
Before coming to Georgia, the one thing I knew about Georgia was that Joseph Stalin was from here.
Oh.
Okay.
Ouch.
Ouch. So that was the one thing I knew for sure. And coming to Georgia, I was an open book. I was ready for anything. And when I go back to LA, I'm going to say that the Georgian people are fun and strong and proud. I'm going to say that Tbilisi is a city where you can see 4 different cultures all mashed together in one place, or 4 different eras of culture mashed together in one place. And I'm going to tell them that there's no place to park in Tbilisi. But I'm also going to say that it's a beautiful country, and I feel so blessed to have come here and visited and shared some of what I have to offer with the young people here.
Thank you for this interview, and you can invite me in Hollywood.
You have a standing invitation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.